They say Sunday dinners are the heart of family tradition.
Yep. And in our case, we needed a bigger table for that heart.
I mean, good food, great company, maybe some chaos.
A little bit of chaos is good. It's like a sitcom, but it's got a side of mashed potatoes.
Especially when unexpected friends show up.
We love friends.
Before we dive in, let's actually talk about 75 Hard and how that's going. It's a few days in now.
It is. And it's going to be like one of those really bad play video games with me on the internet where this series could end at any time. But it's going well. But as we can probably tell by how you sound,
I'm
you're
sick. Yeah.
It's hard.
So I was doing really well for the first 3 days. And then yesterday, so hard. I got through it, but no.
Yeah.
And today is not going well either. I'm still on my first water and it's already the afternoon, so I'm in trouble.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
So yeah, that's your update before we actually give you a 75 Hard video.
But on topic of this video, Let's talk about why family dinners are so important.
So in today's busy world, setting aside just time to connect with loved ones, it's more than just nice. In fact, it is necessary to set this kind of time aside.
Yeah, it's a chance to slow down, laugh, share stories, make memories. Plus, it teaches the kids the value of togetherness, or at least more so when we had all the children home, Tyler and Hayden included. But Lily, Marty, and Colin, they're learning.
They're learning. Do you remember the "We Can Get Along" shirt?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, special shout out real quick, speaking of family and siblings. Today is my sister Sarah's birthday.
Oh yeah, as of the day of this recording. Happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday, Sarah. This tradition started because Amy's kids and our daughter would swap houses based on who was making what for dinner.
Oh yeah, it was great. Lily would come home. Hey, what are we having for dinner? I'd tell her and she'd be like, yeah, I'm going to Amy's.
Yeah.
And then Marty would be like, hey, what are we having for dinner? And Amy would tell him and he'd be like, yeah, I'm going to Karen's house.
We wanted to expand horizons when it came to flavor profiles and dishes we were familiar with.
Yep.
We also wanted the children to learn to appreciate what was made, regardless of who made it, and demonstrate that although we appear to be foodie, bougie people, we'll eat what's made. Yep. And Amy, of course, comes and eats whatever we make, whether she enjoys it or not. She's never said she doesn't enjoy it.
I don't know, maybe there's a deep, dark secret being harbored there.
Well, and Joey never says anything at all.
Oh yeah, Joey
just eats it.
He's like a human garbage truck. We love you, Joey. He'll eat just about anything that you put in front of him, except for peas. He doesn't eat peas.
This also shows the shopping process, the planning process, sharing responsibilities, how it works when we have so we haven't ever had everybody home at once. Sometimes Tina's home.
Sometimes Hayden's home. And it's funny because most people have got like a 4 or 6 person table in their house. How many people have an 8, 10, or 12 person table? And you might, and if you do, that's cool. But we had to expand our seating from 4 or 6 up to a minimum of 8. Sometimes we'll put 10 at that table.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that to be as big of a thing as it is.
Well, and I think our China set will hold 8 at maximum.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going well above and beyond when we did that.
Oh yeah, we bought China from Bed Bath & Beyond before it closed out. We got a really, really good deal on it. And it's one of those things that how often did your family use the good China while you were growing up?
I don't know that we had the good China, but if we used anything that was considered the good China, it was Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Like Christmas,
I think we had
Thanksgiving.
a turkey dish.
Yeah.
It had like a red, really elaborate, pretty design on it. But I think that's the only China we ever really used.
I mean, we had a little bit, but we didn't have a full-on set of China. There were little bits, but we were always told don't use them. But what's the purpose of owning good China if you're not going to use it? So,
well, our China's getting chipped from its use.
well, yeah, it's on one of the plates, but That's just like a snag in a blanket. That shows love.
Yeah, but I can't buy more of it. It's discontinued, so...
It's true.
So this week, we're making dinner, and it was shrimp boil.
Shrimp boil is delicious. It's got shrimp, and it's got corn, it's got potatoes.
I gotta be honest, every time we say we want to make it, I'm always like, ugh, because I don't love Old Bay. It's not my favorite seasoning. In fact, when I get things like lobster rolls, I ask them to hold the Old Bay.
And then they look at you
I know,
like you're dumb.
I know. Everybody's gonna come at me. I think Old Bay is nothing but spice for heat.
Potentially.
But, so it's not my favorite seasoning, so whenever we make these seafood boils, be it shrimp boil or an actual seafood or a
boil or
clam
something,
bake
yeah.
or whatever, I'm always like, ugh, Old Bay.
Old Bay's good. I think you're wrong.
Hey, Garen,
Yo!
Amy called.
Yes.
You don't have to use the sherry.
Oh, thank goodness.
She's
Go ahead.
sending down a white wine that she didn't plan on drinking.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love having friends.
Isn't that nice?
Friends are the best.
Friends are the best.
We are making dinner tonight, and dinner is calling for a garlic herb butter. And what herbs are better than fresh herbs? No herbs are better than fresh herbs, meaning there's no such thing as a better herb than a fresh herb, not no herbs. Anyway, I'm getting away from myself. We're going to get herbs out of the bucket, and we're going to add them to the garlic and the butter, and it's going to be great.
That meal was really good.
It was really, really good. And I mean, you saw the process here a minute ago. Throwing everything in, and we got a good rolling boil on it. And it was funny because we made it, and I had like 4 pounds of shrimp in there, and we had full on like 3 or 4 pounds of potatoes, and we had 12 cobs of corn. And I mean, there was a lot in there.
Well, clearly not, because...
Oh yeah, that's what I'm getting at, is we ate the whole thing. It was gone. I did not expect that. I expected leftovers. I really did. And then I was sad because there weren't, because the corn is the corn is honestly my favorite part.
I think we had more, don't we? Or did you make all of the corn?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I still have all of the components.
Yeah.
But it's not in shrimp boil shape. That's the problem.
So your favorite part was the corn.
It was, yeah.
I enjoyed the shrimp itself.
Yep.
I really liked that shrimp cocktail I bought. That was really good.
Yep.
And actually the potatoes. They did a really good job of
just sucking up the flavor.
sucking up the flavor,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Boiled red potatoes, when mixed with the right stuff, is really, really good.
I will admit the sausages that I didn't like before did go well in the seafood boil.
Now, when you make a seafood boil, you're supposed to use what, like andouille or smoked sausage
Yeah.
or something like that?
Andouille.
Well, I didn't have any of that. I mean, we're not doing the pantry challenge anymore, but I was still using what I had. And I had 6 or 7 it's sweet Italian sausages. So I decased those suckers, chopped them up into meatballs, and we boiled those. Yeah, boiled sausage, that sounds great. But it turned out really, really good. The
Yeah, they
flavor
ended up being
profile-
little meatballs. I wonder if taking the casing off made the difference.
I think so. I don't like natural casing on sausages.
I don't prefer it, but there are times where you need it to hold its shape. And you were like, nope, meatballs.
Yep. So yeah, there were little sausage meatballs in there, and I think it was just, the whole thing went well. Okay, we've alluded to it already, but if you ever need an excuse to use the good China,
Or expand your dinner table
hit the like button.
and subscribe for more family traditions, food, and fun.
I love all of those things because everybody is welcome at this table, except for picky eaters.
I mean, I'm a picky eater. You still serve me. We'll serve them too.
Fine. Like and subscribe.
Ding ding. These family dinners are not just us, right? Nope. We're only one half of the equation. The other half is, of course, the Backer family.
Yep, we've got friends, Amy and Joey and their kids, Colin and Marty, and occasionally Tina.
Now, before we get into their feedback, I wanted to share that of all these dinners, I think one of my favorites ended up being one I was dreading when I heard it.
I think I know the one you're talking about. Go ahead.
It's the chicken and noodles and gravy.
Okay, this is where Amy learned how to make egg noodles from her aunt.
Yes.
And she came back at us. She's like, I'm going to learn to make egg noodles. I'm like, it's flour and egg and salt. And she's like, but I'm going to go learn to do it. And then she came back and she did. And she handed us this meal. And it was egg noodles and some mashed potatoes, but then it was this pot of shredded chicken and gravy. And I was looking at that going, yeah.
Well, it wasn't even looking, when she said that she was going to make chicken gravy on noodles, I was like, that doesn't sound like it goes.
Sounds terrible.
But it was actually quite delicious.
It was. I want to say it's been one of my favorites. It was really good.
I also really enjoyed the chicken adobo, enough that I'll look into other recipes and see if I can make one.
Okay.
It's not something I would have ever considered if not for these family meals.
I would have to say that my favorite thus far, and I've said it once or twice over the course of the last couple of months, has been the beef stew with the 2-ingredient bread. And the reason for that being is while we make a good beef stew,
it was the bread.
It was the bread.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Goodness.
It turned out really, really good.
It did.
I think the New Year's dinner was pretty amazing.
Yep.
And that was a little bit of everybody contributing to that meal.
It was. Now, we asked the kids, Lily and Colin and Marty, and we asked Amy and Joey, hey, what do you think of all this? And we got some other answers. So we're going to take a peek at that. We find ourselves here with Lily and Marty and Colin, and you have all been victims of the family dinner. So, Colin, we'll ask you first. Do you have a favorite family dinner that we've had so far?
New Year's.
What was New Year's?
The prime rib, the crab.
And why does that one stick out?
Because it was very good.
Very good. Let's pass this back to Lily. Lily, do you look forward to family dinners?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Why only sometimes?
Depends on who pissed me off that day.
Okay.
I'll take that as a teenage answer. Marty, is there anything that we haven't done for dinner yet that you would like us to do?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Food's good. Don't really care what food it is.
Okay. Is there an importance? Teenagers are fun. Do you find any importance in these meals?
These potatoes are really good, guys. Oh, wait, what was your question?
All right, so we were discussing family meals. How do you determine what you're going to serve for family dinner?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly, sometimes I figure it out like the day before because obviously I have to get the ingredients that I need for it. The last one that I did was my grandma's chicken and noodle recipe, and I figured it out because I had literally just had a lesson from my aunt on how to make them, and so I wanted to try them out.
What, making the chickens? Or?
Making the noodles, homemade noodles. And so, yeah, I don't really do a lot of pre-planning and pre-gaming. It's sometimes a very last-minute decision for me.
Do the kids help?
I think...
If you make them.
Yeah, if I make them. I think the noodles, they helped a little bit, but no, not usually. Sometimes my husband doesn't even help.
I was going to say, does Joey help?
Sometimes, but sometimes not if he's busy. Or driving a kid back to school.
Do you feel that having the family dinners brings value to our friendship or to your family specifically?
I think it does. I really enjoy the family dinners. Anytime you get a chance to break bread with people, you know, like you just, even if you don't talk about deep things, you're just learning, like knowing them on a deeper level. And so I think it just brings a sense of closeness to people. And I even, like, personally, we used to do this with my mom and my brother a long time ago, and it was really cool. We would do lots of games and things with the kids. So I enjoy the family dinners, and I think the kids like it. I think they like knowing that on Sundays they're going to have that home-cooked meal, because some days during the week I'm terrible and I don't feed my children because they can all take care of themselves.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I'm active duty and your parents were military. What time did you guys eat dinner?
Way earlier than I eat it as an adult. It was probably about 5 or 5:30.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not crazy. That's normal for the military.
That's normal for the military.
Do we think this is going to last after they decide to pick up and move out? Do you think this kind of thing will carry on?
I think so. Honestly, when Colin's gone, I wouldn't be surprised if we do it more often than once a week. Because we won't have people with different schedules doing things.
And it's still easier to cook for 4 than
It's
2.
hard to cook for 2 people!
Yeah. And that was we talked about that earlier, and I was like, well, I'd be surprised though if it didn't just turn into double dating also though, like going out
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, a couple times a week, go to different places. Okay, Mondays you cook, Fridays we cook, blah, blah, blah.
It is not always easy to crank out a meal for 6 to 10 people.
I would argue it's easier than cranking out a meal for 2.
Oh yeah, cranking out a meal for 2 consists of beep, 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 beep. Hello, Domino's? No, I'm kidding.
Speaking of which, it's just you and me tonight. Anyways.
But 75 hard.
Yeah,
no cheat meals.
No cheating.
All
It's
right.
ramen. Ramen.
We're having ramen. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I digress. The prep time is often Herculean. And when we look at these meals, we do them on Sundays because I've got a whole Sunday to do it. You have to walk into it knowing you're going to do this. You can't just do it willy-nilly on a whim. I mean...
I'm sorry.
It's cool because you don't know it at the time of this recording, but there was a clown honk in there.
I have a cold.
And it's okay. It's okay. Oh my word.
All right, you said that you can't do these things willy-nilly, but I would actually argue that the seafood boil became a thrown-together meal because we had thought we were the next week, not this week.
Yes.
And so I looked at what we had and said, let's do this. And you went, absolutely.
I think that's a skill-based thing. We did have the stuff, and we have the skills to look and say, protein, starch, sugar, fat, food. But...
And it used up more things from the pantry challenge that we never got to eat.
It's true.
Oh my goodness. One of our older kitties has come to see us, and she never comes to see us.
I'm gonna...
You want to pick her up?
No, she doesn't like me that
She's
much.
right there.
Hello, how are you, lady? She's good. She's just gonna keep an eye on us.
We have 3 cats, and this one is the orange tabby. I don't know that we've ever shown her.
I don't know. She's an asshole, just like the rest
She
of
is
them.
not. She's so sweet.
I don't know.
Come on, kitty. Kitty's coming. Come on. Hi, baby. Come here.
She's doing that thing where she puts her butt in your face.
No, she's deciding if she's allowed to be on the
She
table.
gave it to the camera.
Come on.
There's
Come on.
Bailey.
This is one of our old girls. Hi.
You can't pick her up like a kitten. Oh, snap. There's Binks. And there's Bailey.
Watch Binks come over here and body slam this cat on camera. Hopefully the kitties make it into the final cut because they're so sweet.
They potentially will. I don't know where. Might be at the beginning, might be at the end.
Our 2 old biddies. And then itty bitty, the void.
It's not here. All right.
Why this tradition matters.
Did you eat at the table as a family growing up?
Yes.
I want to say that we did occasionally, but it was not a nightly thing for my household. In fact, we got to a point, I don't even think we had a kitchen table as I got closer to moving out.
I distinctly remember it when I was very, very young in California, and definitely at the 9th Street house growing up. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they still did after I moved out and they got the house they're in now, but while I was growing up, it was an important part of our day.
And that's one of those things that you see on TV, how this tradition of a family breaking bread together at the end of the day is a very important thing. And while my family, our family specifically, does that, not everybody does. And I think that strengthens a bond between us as a family and us with friends. And we're about to tie two families together. I mean, that was addressed by Lily earlier in the video.
Lily and Marty are planning a wedding.
Yeah, they are.
So, but that begs the question, like, when the kids grow up and move out, and it's just you and me and Amy and Joey, are we going to keep doing this because cooking for 4 is easier than 2? Does it become a perpetual date night?
I think it's going to be 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. I think it's going to be a little bit of both.
Assuming that we all stay friends this long.
Right? When we walked into this, it wasn't just as, it was as simple as say, hey, we're going to do this. But then there were logistics that came into it that had to be taken into account. So if this is something that you want to do with your own family, I would personally say the biggest thing is just start doing it. Don't say we're going to do it in 9 weeks and here's the big plan. Just start doing
Yeah, I
it.
noticed that even when we grab dinner, when we pick something up and bring it home, we still eat it at the table.
Make it a priority. Once your children know, hey, sorry, or your brothers and sisters or family members or circle of friends.
I'm going to make an exception. The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl is coming.
Although,
Go sports team.
Kansas City versus the Eagles again.
No, do you know who I'm rooting for? Yay, sports team.
Yay, sports. Commercials, right? Say it with me.
Commercials?
Yeah. Yay.
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 Cool. So, anyway, that's what we've got going on there.
Oh.
But,
Ma'am, I think
animals are
she
a
just
thing.
killed the thing.
Did she?
No.
No, she didn't.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
she's crying. Meow.
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 Right.
So as a reminder, 75 Hard is in the works.
Yes, it is. And as long as we keep on track with that, that series will happen. I hope
You're-
we keep on track with that. It's
Well,
a
we can
rough
always
one.
start over.
No, that sounds terrible. They're expecting this. They are craving this. They want to see this. Or it makes me wonder, what else is it that y'all want to see? Because if there's something you're like, that'd be really cool. I want to see somebody else do this because that sounds too hard for me.
Well, we could always live off of McDonald's for a week.
I want to do that.
Of course
so
you do.
bad. If this explodes at us, the moment 75 Hard ends, I'm doing McDonald's for a week.
Hopefully you've passed your weigh-ins by then.
I'll lose weight doing it.
Actually, I'd like to know, have any of you guys had any success thus far? Are you on a weight loss journey with us? Let us know.
Seriously, we're always giving you our updates. Give us yours. Comments are a thing.
Oh, and my update is that my weight has stayed the same. It has not moved, but I am sick.
You are sick.
And I'm having a hard time drinking my water.
I'm down like 4 pounds.
That's awesome. Of the two of us, you're the one who really has to lose right now.
Yeah, I know. I'll give them an actual update in the 75 Hard. It'll be good. Anyway, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Hopefully you appreciate this because, I don't know, it's fun. I like it.
Is it fun?
It is. I
Because
enjoy
sometimes
it.
I feel like I make you work real hard.
It feels like a job sometimes, but I don't hate my job.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for being here, folks.
Come here.
She's doing that thing where she puts her butt in your face.
No, she's deciding if she's allowed to be on the
She
table.
gave it to the camera.